You Season 5 is finally out, and it's ending the beloved series that I love so much. I've already made 3 videos on You, and I actually don't like them, but I'm looking for this one to be pretty good. So here are my thoughts on the new season of You. I just want to give my quick thoughts on seasons 1 through 4, just because I don't need you guys to go back and watch those videos. I could just run through them real quickly. Season 1 is an instant thrill ride of romance and murder. I remember my friend in class talking about it, being like, you have to watch it. I know, who actually takes recommendations seriously? Seasons 2 and 3, in my opinion, are the best, because they're kind of like a duology in my head. So it was hard to go into season 4 without remembering how great seasons 1 through 3 were. However, I love this show, and I love whodunits, and I love mysteries, so season 4 was right up my alley. I do understand the people that say season 4 was a bit of a jumping of the shark. Like I said, however, I love it, so I am more than fine with it, and I'm very excited for season 5.
As for you, we're not done with each other yet.
I love You, but it's also the 5th time I've seen the same story. I think it's really smart that they're ending it at season 5, because Joe can't keep getting away with this. I understand that criticism that, like, he just keeps getting away with it. How is he getting away with this? It's been 5 seasons, it's the same thing. I understand it. I'm going to get into a lot of stuff that doesn't make a lot of sense if you haven't watched the new season or watched You in general, so I really recommend that you give it a try. It's a lot of fun. I have a great time watching it. You should watch it. New season, new story, new cast, very American Psycho. It's the 5th season, and the concept has been stretched thin, but it's still as exciting as ever. I'm not tired of it, but I really do understand the criticism. I love each and every season of You, but the exciting stuff really peaked with the first 2 seasons, I would say. That's not to say that the other seasons are bad. Again, I love them, but I understand that people have seen this premise once, twice, now 3 times, now 4 times, oh my goodness, a 5th time. So I understand the criticism. I have a lot of big and little thoughts, so I'll just dive right in. Okay, just to kick it off with a really small random thought, it's really crazy that the character of Henry returned out of nowhere. I was hoping that we'd see a lot of characters from the past return, either get their revenge on Joe or be a part of his comeuppance or whatever, and that's what I got. But I was expecting Henry to come in like later or be more of a story point, but no, he's just back. And the kid playing him is really good, and I really like how he's included in this series. Another point that I wanted to mention is I love how the meaning of you, like the word you, changes throughout each season. Season 1, it's Beck. Season 2, it's love. Season 3, it transitions between a few different people. It really highlights how monstrous Joe is and how he's never satisfied with the love he gets. Season 4, it's the serial killer in the whodunit mystery that he's working on, which is perfect. And now you have season 5, where it starts as Joe being the you. He's talking to himself in like the 3rd or whatever person. And then it transitions into the new girl, Bronte. Don't worry, we'll get to her. I love the character of Teddy. He's a new addition to this cast. He's similar to 40 to me, where he's like an iconic character that I'll remember and love from this season. Although he is like a sign of what the show's been doing for the last 5 seasons, which is bringing in like a whole new cast that you really get into for just that season and that season alone. It goes along with the setting, it goes along with the story, it goes along with where Joe's at in his life, and I get why some people have a problem with that. I get why it can get a bit hard to keep up with. Again, I love it. I think this is my guilty pleasure, even though I don't feel guilty about saying it. It's going to be very hard for me to dislike the show, just because it's so juicy, man. I also love that this show was really about how Joe is a monster. He's not a good person. He's not a protagonist. He's, like I said in the beginning, arguably worse than a lot of villain protagonists that we've seen thus far. He's an awful person, and he deserves comeuppance. And that's what season 5 sets out to do. Okay, the girl for this season. It's not Kate. I like Kate. I'm not against Kate. I do love, and I do love Delilah, and I do love Beck, and I even love Marianne. But of course, just because we've seen Joe go through so many women, literally and figuratively, it's hard to find new passionate love for these new people that he's coming into. But they're still great. And Bronte is fine. It's been 5 seasons. It's hard to find like new appreciation for these kinds of characters, I mean. But she's really used to hammer home that Jo is a monster. I think the show transitions her into the 5th lead woman very seamlessly. She's the current and latest victim, and luckily she understands that thanks to Jo's past women and victims. The penultimate finale of this season sees all of his past women that he's fallen in love with, or victims, or just people that were victims of his crimes, come back to berate and haunt him, which is great. And then it shows how this new woman can break the cycle that they weren't able to break. I think it's just really smart writing. I get that some people don't like her. I don't like some of the cruel online hate that she's getting. I mean, that stuff's even parodied in the show. It's like, how are you gonna fall into the same trap? But I like her character. I think she's great, and I really like what they do with her in the season. Another small thing that I think a lot of people overlook, the music in this series is glorious. The needle drops and Blake Neely's original music, who's done a lot of television work, and You is some of his best. The first episode was really interesting. I think it was just kind of setting up the world and the new story that we were into. It was a lot of me questioning, like, okay, is this really the 5th time that we're gonna do this? Like, I get it. What's the new twist? What's the new interesting thing that we're gonna do? But the second episode is what kicked off the show with a bang for me. The end of the second episode. Holy moly, isn't it great? I love that twist. I knew the show would be quick. It's a repeated premise, and it knows what it is, and it's fully aware of how much time is needed to get their story across so that they can get to the new stuff. Kate finds out Jo cheated really quickly, and Bronte catfished Jo. Oh my goodness, plot twist. I thought she was a fan, and that he'd hate her in the end because he sees the kind of people that he attracts, or the kind of person that the world who truly sees him as, or something like that, where she's a Manson girl, as stated in the show. But that wasn't the case. She was just an internet detective. That was a cool reveal, but this does lead me into my next point. He can't keep getting away with it! He keeps getting away with it. There's so many moments in this new season where it's like, guys. But with that said, I do think that the show finds compelling and reasonable ways to explain that away. So it's fine. It's fine. This is a little bit off topic in terms of thoughts, but I really wanted to have these kinds of videos in the future become something similar to what a channel called Pretty Much It has. They have really entertaining commentary tracks, and they make like Eric Striffler is the guy's name. He makes like these condensed compilation versions that he puts on YouTube, and they are wildly entertaining, and I kind of want to do something like that, especially because when we roll around to a certain episode called #Joe Goldberg or is alive or whatever it's called, we see all the characters that I was hoping for return from the past season. Oh my god, I was like endgame jumping in the seats. This final season wraps up the entire series perfectly. That's my opinion. Joe Goldberg, being such a monster this season as he is, I knew he was either going to have to get caught for his crimes or die. There was no way that they could really redeem him. Going with Bronte is showing how this trend could continue, but how the victims and the abused of the past can help sever that connection and help stop hurting people. Joe Goldberg is so enjoyable to watch, but it's not like it's real, of course. I think the fictional true crime genre is such an interesting idea, because it's interesting how it also almost makes the audience question why they're enjoying it. Of course, there's a clear line between fiction and nonfiction, but it's interesting, and the show even makes reference to this in the final moments, which is a great final scene. And I can't end this video without talking about Penn Badgley. He is one of my favorite actors working today. I hope he's in so many more things. He is such a strong performer. He has to put it all on the line in this show, and especially this season, and especially the final episode. It's simultaneously heartbreaking and satisfying and terrifying. My goodness, Penn Badgley, one of the greatest performers of our time. I mean that. I'm not just throwing that out there. It really is the perfect finale for me, in terms of season and episode. I was so desperate to see Joe's downfall and all the evidence be brought back up against him, and that's what I got. Specifically Henry having that last heartbreaking conversation with his father where he says, "You're the monster." Oh my god. And he still has the gall to say that we're the problem. Oh my god, he's a little bit right, but oh my god. It's just so perfect how his whole world fell apart and how all of his victims had moved on after the story. I love and loved you. You. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm talking about the Netflix show. I highly recommend it. It's a great show. Angel, do you have anything else to say?
5 stars, Angel. 5 stars.
Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.